Hello and welcome to FPL Natty. Game week number 6 is done. It is finished. It has been a fantastic game week for me, and I'm going to let you know how I did in this video. So up there you will see that I've created a league for all those that watch me on YouTube, so you can join my mini league. Basically halfway through the league, maybe around Christmas time, we will see where everyone is, who's joined. There's some people in there ready to come. Just up, it's right there. Yeah, there were some really shocking scores this game week, which I will go through and how that affected my FPL team. But all in all, I think it's been a decent week for me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe, like this video. Come on guys, let's get this up to like 5 likes at least. Come on, I think we can do that. With all those that watch this, and most of you hasn't subscribed that watch my videos, so just press that button, just press that little red button that says subscribe, press that bell so you know when my videos are going to come, and we will get right into this video. So let's have a look at my setup for game week 6. So I went with a 4-3-3 formation, and as you can see there's a new play in there, and I brought in Bernardo Silva, and that was for Rodrigo from Leeds, who as we know is injured for probably about a minimum 3 weeks, so he'll be coming back after the international break, most likely. So I thought I'd bring in Bernardo Silva because he is looking, well, he was looking like he was in really good form, so it just kind of made sense to have another City asset, as City was really looking very good. So this is how my points went: 57 points, and there you can see a big fat green arrow. I went up 24.79%. That information is from livefpl.net, so you can check that out. So yeah, my overall rank is now 2,554,917. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's been a really good game week for me. You can get an overview of how my players did and some of the flops for this game week. To be honest, I think Perisic and Gabriel Jesus is one of those. But in terms of my overall rank, I think it's quite decent. 2.5 million is not too bad. I'm only 75 points off of the top 10k currently, so I'm not too worried, and I know that if each game week I can be above the average scores there are for the week, then I'll be in good stead to hopefully break into that top 10k as well. So that's the plan, to try and break that top 10k, and then after that we can target 5k, top 1k, and then who knows what might happen after that. So let's delve a bit deeper into this. So the first people I want to talk about is the Liverpool squad, and it was the first game of the weekend for game week 6, and it was the Merseyside derby against Everton, and it finished 0-0. So if we're talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't know, he is 7.5 million as we know, and I think there is a price drop coming for him, definitely. He was taken off after 58 minutes. Like, really? Like, Klopp, what are you doing? You should know that take players off after 60 minutes, especially Trent Alexander-Arnold. But yeah, it was the same thing happened for Robertson as well. He's been subbed, I think, for like 4 games out of 5 pretty early on. So I don't know if this is going to be pattern going forwards with Liverpool fullbacks, or whether this was just an anomaly with Trent, for example. But it's not really looking good. It's not looking good, bruv, for Liverpool defenders at the minute. And with Trent being 7.5 million, I'm not so sure. I feel like I want to take him out of my squad, but they do have Wolves next, so I'm still undecided about that one. And when it comes to Salah, again, what did he get? 3 points, and he cost 13 million. Now there are a lot of cheaper options that you can go for that are in form players, particularly in that midfield option. So would you consider moving on either Trent or Salah out of your team if you have or haven't done already? Let me know below if you've done it already, or if you're considering doing that. So when it came to Salah in this game, it took him the 93rd minutes to even register his first goal attempt, and that is kind of where Salah is at the minute. He's kind of on the sidelines playing. It could be all to do with when Nunes is in the team. As I said before, when Nunes comes in the team, Salah then gets pushed out wide. He doesn't make much of an impact in the center of the pitch like it does when Firmino plays. So it's really something to consider when having these Liverpool assets, whether or not you're going to move them on or not, to be honest. Let's move on to someone who did actually a decent job, Nico Williams versus Bournemouth. Yes, they did lose 3-2 in the end. And to be honest, if Nottingham Forest was to sort out their defence, they could be a strong side this year and would have potential of staying up. I do think they still will stay up purely because they brought a lot of reinforcements in that are good reinforcements, a lot of Premier League experienced players that can hopefully shore them up at the back, up front, and also in the midfield areas as well. And with someone like Nico Williams, who was at Liverpool before but not getting much game time, he is getting a lot of game time at Forest. He done a fantastic job for me and is just a great person to have in your team. He got an assist based off a handball that led to a penalty, and he's top among the FPL defenders for shots and joint third for chances created in the season thus far. As you know, Bournemouth were losing 2-0 but came back to win 3-2, so you know, messed up the clean sheet for that, and obviously they went away with all 3 points. But Nico Williams came away with 4 points and was the man of the match for that game. So I really can't complain about that, to be honest, and I will keep him either as the first choice bench option or put him in my squad going forward, because I know that he can produce some returns for me going forwards. Looking at other players in my team that didn't quite have a great game week, let's start with Perisic. They played Fulham. In terms of Tottenham, they played Fulham and they won 2-1. But Perisic came on for 6 minutes. He came on in the 84th minute, which basically meant he didn't have much impact on the game. And my thoughts about this is that I kind of predicted this early on when I was doing my team selection, that it is possible that with 2 games in the week that Perisic will get rested, and that is exactly what happened. And in his replacement was Ryan Sessegnon, who actually delivered an excellent performance by getting an assist in that game as well. But the question you have to ask yourself is, what happens when they have Champions League midweek? So this week they've got Marseille, I believe, on Wednesday. Will Perisic play in that game, or will he play at City on the weekend? I don't know, and it could be very, very tricky with that kind of rotation, knowing the fact that he can be rested, what to do with him. So I'm a bit unsure as to whether or not I'm going to keep him or I will sell him. It's a bit tricky. He's got City, as I said, he's got City at the weekend, and he's got Marseille in the Champions League coming up, which I know that Tottenham will want to win, which means he probably will play and will most likely miss City at the weekend. Also, someone who didn't do too great was Gabriel Jesus. Same goes for Martinelli in my team, and also Saliba as well, who's on my bench. Yeah, but with Gabriel Jesus, I'm so glad I didn't actually captain him. He returned 1 point, which was obviously him blanking and also getting the yellow card, even though he played like the majority of the game. So with that, Arsenal's winning run is absolutely done and dusted. It's over. All my group chats were very, very quiet because there's too many Arsenal players in there. Arsenal fans in there that will just run in their mouth thinking they won the league in August, September, which they haven't done. And so yeah, we smashed them 3-1. I'm a United fan, as you know already, so I'm pretty happy about that. And Arteta was moaning like he does when they lost. But anyways, enough about Arsenal. They have Everton next, so I think Gabriel Jesus will definitely turn up in that game. I'll be bringing back in Martinelli, and I'll bring back in Saliba as well, because I think they're going to turn over Everton, who have looked okay recently, particularly against Liverpool, but that's just a one-off game. I think long-term, Everton aren't a very good side, and Arsenal are much better equipped to deal with them. Pascal Gross is someone I want to talk about next, and Brighton played Leicester in a fantastic game. It was a 5-2 win that they had, and obviously for Leicester, Ward was in goal, who's on my bench, but he was never going to play anyway. It was an assist for Pascal Gross for Trossard, who scored as well in this game. And as we know, we saw what McAllister did. I might bring him in for Gross. I don't know. I'm still. That's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, to be honest, but I'll have to see, because as we know, Pascal Gross was the most brought-in player for game week number 6. Sometimes it's good to go over differential. I don't necessarily know if I want to stick with Gross when so many other FPL players have brought him in, but he has been involved in 5 goals this season, scoring 3 and assisting 2, so we know that he plays higher up the pitch and is involved in a lot of goal involvements. Currently, Brighton are 4th in the Premier League with 13 points, and they have Bournemouth up next. I think that is going to be another win for Brighton. They are looking so on form right now. They could be pushing for Europe, I reckon, probably around the 6th or 7th spot for a European place, because they have looked so good. Graham Potter has really turned around that side, and they are solid at the back, they're good in midfield, and they're quite strong up front as well. So with Gross, he's going to stay in my team, return me 5 points, no complaints really. Onto my City boys, who as a whole, they were a little bit disappointing against Villa. It was a 1-1 draw. I expected them to walk over Villa, who, well, they're letting a clean sheet, which they always do. I thought it was going to be a whitewash for City, to be honest. But 1-1, a good result for Steven Gerrard. So if we delve deeper into this, Kyle Walker came off injured. Pep Guardiola did confirm after the game that Kyle Walker was taken off due to an injury, that he didn't really specify what that was and how bad it was or how long he was going to be out. But this is what he said. He had some problems in the first half, and in the second he could not continue. We will see how he is. I didn't speak to the doctors. But as you know, Pep Guardiola, he can go back and forth in terms of what he says, and he doesn't always tell you the truth about what actually happens. So we don't know how long Walker's going to be out for. He costs 5 million at the minute, and there are other options like Trippier, for example, that I did want to bring into my squad, or maybe like a Lewis Dunk from Brighton, for example. So I might need to monitor that situation to see how Walker is doing. Maybe in the Champions League, I'll see if he plays then, because I don't want to risk a price drop for him when I can move that money to other players in my squad. When it comes to Bernardo Silva, who I brought in for Rodrigo, as I said, I'm not sure how good of a move that actually was, to be honest. So I'm going to give him the next game to see what he can do, and that is against Tottenham, and after that they have Wolves as well. But there might be more informed players at the price point he is that I might want to bring in. Maybe Zaha or Rashford I might look to bring in instead of having Bernardo Silva, just have a bit of differentials in my squad. Now, Erling Haaland, yes, yet again he scored. My captain came through with another goal, and 5.5 million of you captained him as well, which is an FPL record that he is smashed, another record that he has broken. He is now priced at 12 million. Okay, so remember, he started at 11.5 like 5 weeks ago, and now he is at 12 million. It has been a meteoric rise for him, and I'm so glad I have him in my team, and I captained him, and he returns me 18 points. He had 3 shots, all of which were on target, and just one of these was a big chance, but it doesn't matter, he scored it anyway. And up next, he has Tottenham Hotspur. Will he score? It is most likely that he will score against Tottenham. He's going to stay in my squad. I am not worried about risk of rotation, because I think that Pep Guardiola knows that he is the #1 player that he needs in his team. I don't have any worries that he's going to be dropped. Yes, they have Champions League this week, which he may have some minutes risk too, but I'm not really worried about that. I think Pep knows that the Champions League is very, very important to City, but he also has an eye on the Premier League, so I think his minutes will be managed in both games, but he's going to play both games as well. Last but not least, I want to give a massive shout out to Brighton. This particular slide is dedicated to Ivan Toney. He produced a hat-trick. He is a hat-trick hero with a 17 points haul, including 3 bonus points. And what was quite funny is the Twitter post that he posted after the game that was talking about all the people that sold him, and there was about 400,000, over 400,000 that sold him before this game week. And yeah, he said, look who's laughing now. He scored 3 goals, punishing all those sellers. Got me 17 points, helped me move up all my mini leagues, massive green arrows in all of them, because a lot of people, as I said, have already sold him. No player took more shots than him. No player got more shots on target than him. And he got the most big chances across the whole weekend. And up next, Brentford have Southampton. So I'm going to keep him in my squad. He is the talisman for Brentford, as I've mentioned so many times before. He's on penalties. He's on the set pieces that are close. He plays 90 minutes. He's full of confidence. It is a no-brainer that I'm going to keep him in my squad. What I might do is, alongside him, bring in Mitrovic, but that might come in a bit later. That will mean either taking that Haaland, which I'm never going to do. So it might mean that I move on Gabriel Jesus to have a bit of a differential, but we can talk about that another time. But right now, Ivan Toney done a fantastic job. And also I want to give an honourable mention to Raya, who yet again in goal gave me some safe points, which I can't really complain about. 3 points, well no, not 2 points, even though that they conceded 2. He got 4 saves, which was the extra point as well. So I really can't complain about that. And yeah, with Southampton coming up next for Raya, I'm going to keep him in goal because he really is good between the sticks. So he's going to be my goalkeeper for pretty much most of the season. Game week 6 is done. That is my team. That is my review. 57 points. Where am I in the world? 2.5 million in the world. Actually, I'm moving up. I'm breaking barriers. No, but it's been seriously though. It's been a good week, so I can't really complain. There are a few changes as I said already. I might move on Bernardo. Walker might have to leave my team. Is Salah going to stay in my team? I don't know. The fixtures aren't looking too great. Is Trent going to stay in my team? Again, I don't know. He might have to leave as well. So there's a few options there. Let me know below who I should change or who I should look at for this game week. Remember, up there is the league. If you're watching this video and you've got to this point in the video, just sign up to the league. It's there. It's down in the comments as well. It's somewhere on this page. Just join the mini league so we can just have fun together, and I can connect with some of you guys as well. Remember to subscribe, like this video, all that stuff all these YouTubers tell us to do. I'm now a YouTuber. Come on, show some support to your guy. All right, so until the next video, you guys take care and I'll see you in the next one.